Sound of crackling magic and a deep draconic sigh followed by a slight thud as if someone is landing. Deep, resonant voice. This is different. Sound of two sharp gasps, a younger, more excitable voice. Whoa! A slightly higher, equally amazed female voice. Wow. I stood there looking down at my hands. Hands, not claws. My skin, a deep, rich brown, seemed to hum with the leftover magic of the transformation. I ran my new fingers through my hair. It felt heavy, coiled, a cascade of crimson and gold dreadlocks. Just moments ago, I was Avedon, the gold and red dragon, a creature of scale and fire. Now I was this, a man. Standing before me were my two favorite mortals. Sinju, her own dark skin a beautiful contrast to the shimmering dragon scale cloak she wore, a trophy from some long-forgotten battle. Her black hair was intricately locked, a crown of its own. And next to her, Lin. He was her opposite in almost every way. Pale skin, spiky white hair that seemed to defy gravity, all but swallowed by the shifting shadows of his cloak. The only thing you could clearly make out was the crude, effective hilt of a goblin-forged sword peeking over his shoulder. And then there was the third, a little spark of chaos clinging to Lin's leg. Amira, our little witch sister, her eyes wide as saucers, mirroring the shock on Sinju and Lin's faces. I flexed my fingers, feeling the strange pull of muscle and bone. So, I said, my voice a human baritone now, though it still held a faint echo of the dragon's rumble. This is my new form. What do you think? Are we gonna go fight something? I couldn't help the grin that spread across my face. This body felt coiled, ready. It was itching for a test run. Sinju's shock melted away, replaced by a fierce, predatory grin of her own. Damn right we are, she shouted, punching a fist into the air. Let's go! And just like that, we were off. No hesitation, no second thoughts. The whole point of this human form was to walk among them, to fight with them, not just for them from the skies above. Sinju led the way, her energy infectious, a whirlwind of purpose. Lin fell into step beside me, a silent, knowing look on his face, his hand already resting on the hilt of his goblin sword. Amira scrambled onto his shoulders, giggling with excitement. It took no time at all to find a challenge. Of course it didn't. In the kingdom of Arsenal, trouble was as common as cobblestones, and our old, let's call him a rival, Jake, knew us far too well. He practically left a breadcrumb trail of destruction leading to his latest playground. We arrived at the entrance, a gaping maw on the side of a jagged mountain. A twisted, pulsating energy emanated from it. Sinju stopped, her head tilted. He knew we'd come, she said, her voice low and serious. She pointed at the sign hammered crookedly into the rock beside the entrance. It was a dungeon marker. Lin squinted, reading the details carved into the wood. 1 floor, he stated flatly. My newfound human heart skipped a beat. 1-floor dungeons. They were the worst. The absolute hardest. In a multi-level dungeon, you can retreat, regroup, catch your breath. The difficulty ramps up gradually. But a single-floor dungeon? It's a full frontal assault. The entire challenge, all the monsters, all the traps, all the power of the final boss, is compressed into one sprawling, chaotic level. There's no escape, no place to hide. It's a relentless meat grinder from the moment you step inside. Amira, from her perch on Lin's shoulders, read the last part of the sign aloud, her small voice filled with a mixture of fear and awe. Level 579. A heavy silence fell over us. 579. Even for us, that was high. Dangerously high. I looked at Sinju. I looked at Lin. That familiar, reckless fire was burning in their eyes. Sinju cracked her knuckles. Lin drew his goblin sword, its ugly, notched blade humming with a faint green light. I looked down at my human hands again. This was it. The test. I took a deep breath, the air tasting of ozone and danger. A dragon's roar, ancient and powerful, bubbled up in my chest, and I let it out not as a gout of flame, but as a warrior's cry. Let's go see what this body can do.